Hey, what's up, guys? Coming to you today with the boxing preview, the Saturday boxing preview. There's really only one card to talk about this week. It takes place Saturday on ESPN. And we got 3 fights to talk about on the card. It's a major main event. Lomachenko Lopez, but we're going to get into that fight last. And I'll give my prediction. So let's take a look first at the undercard. We've got, I believe it's Edwin Berlanga. I think it's Edwin or something like that. Undefeated, super middleweight on the rise, 14-0, 14 knockouts. And this dude, I believe, has knocked out every opponent in the first round. This dude's real deal. He's badass. He can hit hard. He's got some skill. You don't want to miss this dude fight. You really don't. He's really good. He's taking on some nobody named Bellows. It should be that type of fight where he should breeze right through it, dominate. Says he's not putting the pressure on himself to knock dude out in the first round, but that's what he's going to try to do. I mean, he's going to try to get the dude out of there as soon as he can and keep that knockout record going. And that's what he should do. He's try to get the guy out of there, keep that record going as long as you can. That's impressive, but as long as you don't take, unnecessary risks to do that. But against this guy Bellows, I mean, this dude hasn't fought anybody, so I really wouldn't, I really don't think it's something he's got to worry about heading into this fight. So, exciting fighter, super middleweight, Berlanga, 14-0, 14 knockouts. Check that fight out against Bellows on Saturday. You might not be able to see much if you don't check it out from the beginning, because it probably got it's got a really good chance of ending early, so make sure you check that out. All right, next up on the undercard, the co-feature is junior welterweight showdown at 140 pounds. You're going to see undefeated rising prospect Arnold Barbosa Jr., who's passed every test up to this point and is trying to step it up and prove that he belongs on the next level. And we're going to see how good he really is when he takes on former world title challenger Alex Saucedo. Now, Saucedo's coming into this fight. He's trying to get back into the serious mix after 2 years ago when he challenged Maurice Hooker for the WBO title here. And he scored a knockdown on Hooker in the second round, but then Hooker came back and knocked him out in the 7th, I believe. And that was all she wrote for Saucedo. But Saucedo's a tough kid, likes to fight, likes to mix it up. Barbosa, we're going to see what he's made of in this fight. It should be interesting. I'm going to pick Barbosa to win this one by a decision and to move forward with his career. I think it'll be a convincing decision. I wouldn't be surprised if a knockout gets scored. And you know what? Alex Saucedo, we're going to see how good he really is too. If he really belongs back in world title contention, and if he's the real deal, or if he's just if he's going to move down that road to stepping stone type fighter. We'll see what happens. But I'm going with Barbosa by a decision in this one. All right, let's get into the main event for what looks to be the undisputed lightweight title, because the WBC pulled some of their bullshit earlier in the week and said that Lomachenko, who's the franchise champion, is the WBC champion. So I don't know what the hell they're going to call it. The WBC is following the same playbook that the WBA did, where they're basically going to have 2 champions if it's up to them. And, Lomachenko was named franchise champion last year, so Devin Haney was upgraded to real champion. He's the guy that's got to make the mandatories. That's no different than the WBA with what they did, and they have it in every weight class now. The regular world champion makes all the mandatory defenses, and the super champion gets to do whatever he wants. That's pretty much their designation for franchise champion here. So, if they're going to call it undisputed, I don't know, but at the very minimum, 3 of the 4 belts are on the line, and the WBC franchise championship. So it's basically going to determine the number 1 lightweight in the world. It is, not basically, it is, for sure. Lomachenko's already number 1, and Teofimo Lopez is number 2. This is a huge fight right here. It's a huge fight for boxing. You got the veteran and still in his prime, in my opinion, Lomachenko at 32 years old, taking on the young lion at 23, Teofimo Lopez. Can Lopez hang with Lomachenko in this one? Is he ready for the big show? We're going to see on Saturday. It's going to be interesting to see how Lomachenko's, his mind, his footwork, his agility in the ring, his ability to move and hit from different angles, and his creativity. We're going to see how that works against Teofimo's power and speed and combinations. It's going to be a good mix and a good matchup. But we're going to see, like I said, if Teofimo Lopez is on that level yet. I personally think Lopez is going to be a very good fighter, possibly a great fighter as his career progresses. But is he ready now at only 23 for somebody like Loma, who's one of the pound-for-pound best in boxing? Arguable for top 3. Some guys will put him 1. Some guys will put him 3. I personally have him at number 2 right now, just ahead of Crawford. And just behind Canelo. But you really could argue it either way, and a strong performance here could move him back up to number 1. Lomachenko, I still believe this guy's hungry and he has a lot to prove. I really do. I think he sees it that way. I don't think he sees himself as a superstar that is kind of on this level and everybody else is below him. I still think he's hungry. I think he knows going into this fight, this is the biggest fight of his career so far. And he knows, he's mentally prepared for it. He's looking at it. I heard something the other day where De La Hoya said that Jorge Linares exposed Lomachenko. I don't believe that. Linares is a great fighter. He has, talent-wise, he always had the right stuff, but he'd been knocked out a few times in his career. And when Lomachenko chose to move up to 135 and fight him for the belt, the reason he chose Linares in his first bout is because he didn't think Linares could give him the kind of fight that Linares gave him. So what does that mean he was doing? That means he was looking past him, overlooking him, assuming he was going to win. And and the fight ended up being close. He got knocked down once. He also hurt his arm in that fight, his left arm, or his right arm. I can't remember. He ended up having surgery right after for it, but he got hurt earlier on to the middle of the fight. So that's part of the reason why Linares was competing with him as well. So let's not get it twisted here. He was looking past Linares. He was. He's not going to look past Lopez. He is fully focused on Lopez, and he wants to go make a statement. Now, Lopez also wants to make a statement in this one. He wants to prove that he's ready for the big time. But you know what? He's never faced anybody like Lomachenko, even close, guys. He fought, he has a nice win over Richard Comey. Richard Comey walked straight into a perfect right hand. That's what happened. Sometimes guys are blown up to be too good because they score a big punch like that and a big knockout like that people weren't seeing coming. It's not that I don't think Lopez is going to be very good, possibly great in his career. He's got the talent. I don't believe he's there yet. And that's why I'm picking Vasily Lomachenko to win this fight. And I think he's going to win it outright. I don't even know if this fight's going to be close. Anything can happen in boxing. Possibly this is the fight where Lomachenko takes a step back, where he's not the fighter that he was. That could happen. Maybe ring rust sets in and hits him harder than it does the younger Lopez. That could happen. But I don't see it happening. I think Lomachenko is going to box the fight of his life in this one. He's going to box beautifully. His timing's going to be perfect. I think he's going to be on point with Lopez. And I think he's going to tag him, wear him down, break him down, and stop him in the late rounds. He's going to take him to the deep end of the pool, and he's going to drown him. That's late in the fight. I'm predicting a knockout between rounds 8 and 10 in that area. Possibly 11. But I think Lomachenko is going to beat Teofimo Lopez. I think he's going to beat him up and leave no doubt who the number 1 fighter at lightweight is, and possibly make a case for the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. So we'll see what happens, but that's Saturday, October 17th on ESPN. You don't want to miss this, guys. It's going to be very, very good. My video on this fight, on the breakdown video that I did a few weeks ago, It's not even 3 weeks old, and it's the most viewed video I've done so far. I'm up to almost 1,000 views. I should be at 1,000 come the day of the fight. It's super exciting. I've gained so many new subscribers from that video, I believe. I mean, yeah, I have other videos, that have brought in a lot of good amount of subscribers, but never like this, never fast like this. I believe I was still at just a month or so ago. I was at 60 in that area, and I did this video, and I'm up to 81 now, and I'm just very happy with it. You guys it's overwhelming to me, and I appreciate it, all of it. So, but make sure you're watching this weekend because it's going to be very good. I can't wait to see this fight, Lomachenko Lopez, and it's on free ESPN, guys. You can't beat that. So check it out. I think the whole card should be starting earlier in the day, but you're probably going to catch the main card, these 3 fights, probably around between 6 and 7, and then you're going to get the main event that should start between 7 and 8 o'clock, maybe no later than 8. Excuse me. And it's going to be a very good lightweight unification title fight. Don't miss it. All right, guys. ESPN on Saturday the 17th. Lomachenko Lopez. Hope you enjoyed it. True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.